Hello and welcome to episode 7 of the OSU Mapcast. I'm Cinnabun, and in this episode, I'm with ScubDomino. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. Hello, my name is ScubDomino. I am a mapper from Indonesia. Yeah, that's it.
That's all we need to know. I guess getting started right here. How did you first get into OSU?
I first had like a couple of friends discuss about it, like a couple of IRL friends discuss about it when we were discussing other things together.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of my online friends playing also as well, especially some of my Korean friends, right?
Right.
So they just kind of like talked about it, and just sort of interested me in actually playing the game. So yeah, at one point I just told them, I'm gonna play Osu. I'm just gonna try playing Osu, right? And I installed the game. I played a couple of maps, and then I uninstalled it for a bit, and then I went back to it in 2017.
I was like, this is too hard.
Yeah, it's kind of like sad. Because the first map I was playing was Big Blacks, so to be fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not very forgiving for new players.
yeah.
And are there any things you do outside of OSU?
Outside of Osu, as in other games I play,
Other
or
games,
like IRL
school,
stuff.
whatever.
Whatever. I am a graphic design student. For
Nice.
fourth semester right now, second year.
That's cool.
Yeah. Outside of Osu, I play other games as well, such as Arknights. That's about it. Yeah.
I heard Arknights is getting pretty popular.
Yeah, Arknights. It's a fun game.
Right. I'm thinking about getting into it, but I'm not sure where to start. But yeah, and I guess back into OSU. How did you first get started into mapping once you got into OSU?
It was just out of impulse, honestly. I just wanted to map some cool stuff. Like I've seen a couple of maps. I was like inspired by a couple of different maps. Like as a new player, I was very inspired by maps by Hollow Wings, Shern, and the likes. So I just tried to make something different. I just wanted to make something different, something interesting to myself.
I feel that. Did you like get copied their styles kinda, or did you try just like make your own?
I copied a bit of stuff. Like I've copied mappers from the day I started mapping, right? So that, yeah.
All right, and you're our first non-BN or NAT guest. So and just a mapper. So what are like some maps you're known for, or like people will like recognize you from?
I have a PC Fad. I'm sure people know about Last Minute because PC Fat made a video on it. That map had allegedly some creative patterns, according to PC Fat at least.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was never meant to be something creative. I just wanted to make something to make some mappers mad, or yeah, just wanted to make something that most mappers will get mad at, I guess.
Hey.
Because there are a couple of unrankable techniques on it. And also I was known for mapping Burnt Rice, which is like one of my most, it's my most favorited map that I've made because it has these pseudo 2B gimmick to it that made a couple of players mad, made a couple of mappers mad, but in general it was pretty well received, so I think it's fine.
Hey, you got people talking about it.
Yeah, people talked about it.
Right, and you said you had some people who like inspired you to start mapping on that. Are there any people who still inspire you today?
There are, but they are not the same people who inspired me to start mapping.
Who are those people?
I'm mostly inspired by a couple of Chinese mappers like Pink Heart, Kiwa. Well, Kiwa's not Chinese mapper, but she has a Chinese sort of style, right? And Skystar. So 3 big mappers: Pink Heart, Kiwa, and Skystar. Those are the big 3 for me.
That's cool.
All right.
I guess going on, what are like goals you have accomplished in OSU like over the years?
I did get. I don't think I have a lot of big goals on Osu except for getting like MCA most promising mapper, MCA 2018 most promising mapper, which I got back in like October. So that's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
Otherwise, I don't have a lot of big goals as of now. They're mostly intangible stuff such as like, oh, map the songs I actually like.
Oh, so you don't have any goals right now?
Yeah, I don't have any goals right now.
That's fair.
Yeah,
You just keep on mapping.
yeah. Just map the
And
song.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Just map the songs I like.
Right. I guess do you like ever get fatigued or bored from mapping for a long time? Since like I don't like you only play like a couple other games outside of Osu. So it's like they're just like what do you do when you're like bored of mapping and all that?
I was kind of fatigued with mapping back in 2019 because I was continuously dissatisfied with my own mapping. So that was a problem until a couple of my friends invited me to join to read some visual novels, like some visual novel reading together. Like we group read a lot of things.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool.
and we stream a lot of this stuff as well. And that sort of thing became just a sort of like therapy for me. Like take a break from mapping, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What are some visual novels you did play?
I've read a couple of things, Islands, Barashiki Hibi, and then we just finished reading that Senran Banka thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've heard of that one. I haven't heard the other one.
Yeah. Aside from Mirror Games, I ended up also playing a couple of other games because a lot of people played it along with like, a couple of people played it, and that just sort of invited me. They just sort of invited me to play the game, like such as Dark Knight. I
Right.
started playing that, so that became things that made me kind of interested in mapping again. It just kind of refreshes my mind, right?
Yeah. So like, do you map a little bit and go to play something else, or like, how did that work?
So I map, then get dissatisfied or get bored for a bit, and then just play. That's
Man,
yeah,
that works.
yeah.
And you have a lot of really cool maps. Like I've played a couple. I enjoy them and all that. So what do you think of your maps?
I think they're alright. I think
I heard some people like when they talk to you. I did talk to Sid a little bit, and he said that every time he asks, he always says you're like dissatisfied with your maps.
yeah, that was
So one
yeah, that was a thing back in like 2019. So I just managed to get out of that depression sort of state, right?
right.
Which is good because
good.
it
Yeah.
is like unhealthy.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And which maps are you most proud of that you've created?
I am most proud of some of my more generic stuff, such as if people have seen like Teseala, some of like the less popular stuff like Rene, You Were There, and then there are a couple of gimmicky, sort of edgy experimental maps that I liked as well, which is like basically only Burnt Race. That's the only map, the only experimental map that I'm satisfied with.
Right.
Yeah.
And are there any maps like you haven't uploaded that you just like no, no one can see this?
A lot of them. So
Yeah, I can
I have
imagine.
like 600 unsubmitted maps, right?
Oh wow.
That is like that's a lot of maps. A lot of them are
I
just
like it.
like sort of like meme sketches or something like that, right?
Are they all completed or like some of them you only started a little bit or
No, they're
whatever?
just most of them are just 10-second doodles.
Oh, okay, like just to see try concept or something.
I'm just just test out this really cool idea that I just got, right? But that's just about it in the style of mapping because I ran out of ideas for the most part.
That's cool. But still, like, dang, 600. That's insane. Well, I'm sure a bunch of other mappers have like that number, but like,
No,
oh,
I know a
I'm
couple of mappers who have like 2,000 unsubmitted maps.
oh, I can't even like comprehend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad. So, for advice for like newer mappers, people who have been mapping for a little bit and want to get some really good advice from a top tier mapper, what do you have to say for that?
I would say play more maps and just observe what sort of things that they use that stand out to you, and then start using that to emphasize the song in that sort of way, and evolve it into your own thing, right?
Right.
So like play more maps and just experience what makes that sort of mapper special to you, or just observe more mappers. That works as well. Like
Yeah. So
in
just
general,
observe ScubDomino.
I don't think the thing about mapping more, like people always say map more, right? Map more, watch PC Fat videos so that you can get
Right.
good at mapping. I
Yes.
think
Watch PC
I
Fat.
think without I think without proper input, like if you don't understand a lot of things that PC Fat says, then it won't be too beneficial for you, right?
Right.
Yeah, and if you map more without any sort of input, in your maps will always become the same, and unless you have something to learn off of it,
Oh, no, of course.
which is usually, of course, gained through external feedback for the most part, or it's just something that you realize yourself as you go on.
Yeah. And how do you find external feedback?
I didn't for my first couple of months of mapping. I didn't find any external feedback at all. I just observe maps and I just say, "Oh, this is the thing that I can do," or "This is the thing that I have done wrong," and so I just sort of improve from there, right?
Right.
So I've never actually
Yeah.
gained external feedback at all.
Yeah, I will say for like that, you'd want to join like a Discord or something like that.
Yeah,
Because a lot of newer mappers, they don't have that like someone to go to get advice for what to do, so they just do watch YouTube videos and all that.
yeah. I don't think if you understand, if like again, if you don't understand what PC Fat has to say, then you won't understand anything at all. You won't learn anything, right?
Right.
Like you just say, "Oh, this is the thing that he does," which I don't understand, but I'll do anyways.
Right. It's like he said so, so I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, if you don't understand the fundamentals as to why he does the sort of thing that he does, and just follow it because PC Fat says so or something like that, then I don't think you'll be able to form your own style in a way. You won't be able to be that like sort of mapper, right? Like you have to
Yeah, I agree.
understand what makes something something, what makes something this way. Yeah.
That's very well said.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
do you
yeah.
yeah?
All right.
Go ahead.
Also, actually, I have something else that I
Yeah, go for it.
posted on an actual slur. I posted this quote that I said on this one server. Is
Yeah.
that you have to put your best efforts to make a map. Like you just yeah, you shouldn't make something that you think is good enough. You have to make something that you think is really good.
Exactly.
Like that is one way you can always like, try to improve or be at your best or something like that.
Yeah, if you're not proud of it yourself, then what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to find a quote and say it verbatim
All right.
or verbatim. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I think it's verbatim.
Yeah, it's verbatim. I think a better advice is like make something that you think is really good, not just good enough. That's the mindset I use. That's what I said.
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right.
And moving on, do you mod maps or do you just purely map?
I just purely map. I don't like modding that much.
So you don't go get into that.
Yeah, I don't mod
Did
that
you
much.
do it before and realize you didn't like it, or you just never cared?
Yeah, I've done it before. I went for PN as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did you like stop or did you? How did that go?
I wasn't accepted.
Ah,
And that was back in like 2018. Since then, I just never went for PN ever again because I don't find modding fun, apparently.
that's fair. I get that. And as a mapper, I want to get like your thoughts. Like, what do you think of the current ranking system? Is there anything that like you'd like to see changed, or like that you find is good or bad or whatever?
I think it is alright right now. I think it's alright. I don't have a lot of comments for the current ranking system. It does limit some stuff that should have been rankable otherwise. Like,
Like what?
uh, there are, there's this program that just got released recently called Iterator. Like, if you know what it is.
I don't think so.
So Iterator is this program that allows you to make sliders that, how do you say, accelerate and decelerate in speed.
Oh no, yeah, I have seen. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it would be cool if that sort of thing is made rankable, but seeing that it is made through external programming and it's a super recent thing, I don't think it'll change super soon. Although it would be cool if it does.
Have you messed around with that? Tried
I have done like one slider and that's it.
Is it like hard to do, or is it?
It's kind of hard.
Oh, okay. Eh.
Yeah, but
And
I've
is there like something you like right now about it that you think is good?
I think the thing that I like most about the ranking criteria right now is how loopholeable it is, like how abusable it is, right? Because
Okay.
I've made a couple of maps that like break the ranking criteria, quote unquote, but they just follow the ranking criteria and it's sort of like it edges in unrankable territory, but it is still rankable, so
It's technically rankable.
yeah, that sort of thing. Like I called it technically rankable maps. Like Last Minute is a technically rankable map, Burnt Resin is technically rankable map. That sort of thing, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like that's kind of like your style.
It's I don't want to. I don't really like making those maps anymore these days.
Oh, okay.
These days I just map whatever I like, right?
What would you say is your style right now?
My style is just a map. I just make maps, I guess. Unless you're talking about mindset, right?
All right, go. You can go for that, yeah.
So my mindset is mostly just follow the texture of like vocal stuff. I guess, or like the
Okay.
general instrumental thing that stands out.
And just go from that.
Yeah, just go for the representation thing, right? Because that's the thing that my favorite mappers do. They just represent a lot of the texture thing, a lot of the vocal does this, and I have to do this as well.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And are there like songs or artists that you prefer when you map, or do you just like try out everything?
To map, I prefer. I mean, to map, would want to map the songs I like to listen to, but I can't map the songs I want to listen to.
What do you mean?
So there are songs I like to like you have songs that I want to map, and then you have songs that I want to listen to, right?
Yeah.
Like you've got the sort of unique stuff that I keep mapping constantly, apparently. Like the songs that I am able to map and the songs that I like to listen to, but I am not able to map.
How come you're not able to map them?
It's mostly just that I'm not practiced enough to map them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So you have most of the time I just want to map songs that I do like to map, but usually I just never end up finishing them.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a really solid answer as to what sort of thing that I like to map. If it sounds unique or good, then I will map it.
Yeah. Are there like specific artists you like more, or
To listen to or to map?
both?
To map, I used to go mostly for Sukurber songs because the songs have like super unique sound design and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And then like yeah, basically just to map. I like to map either Sukurbers or like unique sound design in general, or I like to map those 220 BPM Shikata Akiko songs.
Hey, that's cool.
Like sort of folk stuff, right? There are a couple of folk songs that I tried to map, that I've mapped,
Yeah.
because at least I finished them, right?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And then
no,
yeah, like to listen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, to listen to, I prefer Shimotsuki Haruka and then Sui, if you know those artists.
I think I know the first one.
And then Nekomata Master, Electrocutica, F9, and then Onoken.
Do you have plans on like trying to map those kind of songs in the future, or?
I already do, I just never finished them for some reason.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, unfortunate.
And I guess we're coming to a close now, since it's getting pretty long. Is there any things or people you want to shout out, projects you're working on, etc.?
I'm working on a map. That's about it.
Hey.
I guess shout out to Crazy Rabbit for being a good cop.
Okay.
And then Lollycore for being an idiot.
Okay.
That's about it. So
That's cool. Okay. Where can people find you? Like Twitter, user page?
I retweet anime on Twitter at ScubDomino plus ES, so ScubDominos.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I have a Discord. Although I would prefer if you message me on like the other Discord, I guess.
All right, there you go.
Oh, I also have a server. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to plug my server.
I'll do it. Hey, go join his server. I'll put links in the description. Nice. And final question right here. You're not a BN or anything, so you're not able to nominate my map, but will you make a GD for me?
If your song is good, then sure.
Alrighty. I'll send it to you later. Alright. Alright, thank you, ScubDominos, for joining me today.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening to this episode 7. I will say, we also, the Mapcast has a Discord server now, which is like started 3 weeks ago, so that shows how I can schedule things, announcing it now. But if you'd like to join that, I'll also put in the description. Go check out ScubDomino's. All his links, Twitter, whatever, will also be in the description. And yeah, any last words?
Join my server to get 10% off your very first ranked map.
Hey, alright, bye-bye. Thanks.